Yeah, he asked me to scream. He said I did it really good.
He just told you what to say and you agreed to it?
Yeah.
Swear to me on your life that you didn't kill those 3 children.
I swear to you on my life I did not kill those 3 children. Did you sign anything? No, I can't sign nothing.
Good, maybe we can still get out of this.
Get out of what?
Get out of being executed for killing 3 children, Michael.
Yeah, get out of being executed for killing 3 children. That'd be good. How?
The only thing they have against us is what you told them and the stuff they said they found in the house.
What stuff?
And this box full of toes. But hang on, you know, they said they were toes, but they didn't look that much like toes. They could have been anything, really. And they said they tortured you, too. His hands were covered with blood. Are you saying they didn't touch you at all?
No. No, he gave me a ham sandwich, though. Except I had to take that lettuce out.
All right, let me think for a minute. Let me think for a minute.
You like that thinking, don't you?
Why are we being so stupid? Why are we believing everything they tell us?
Why?
It's just like storytelling.
I know.
A man comes into a room and tells another man, your mother is dead, right?
I know my mother dead.
No, I know. Like in a story. A man comes into a room, tells a second man his mother is dead. What do we know? Do we know that the other man's mother is dead?
Yes.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
All we know is that a man has come into a room and told another man his mother's dead. That's all we know. The first rule of storytelling, Michael, don't believe everything you read in the papers.
I don't read those papers.
Good, you'll always be one step ahead of everybody else.
I'm pretty sure I don't know what you're talking about, Victoria, but you're pretty funny, though.
A man comes into a room, tells another man, your brother has just confessed to murdering 3 children, and we found a box of the kids' toes in your house. What do we know?
I get it.
Do we know that the brother has killed 3 children?
No.
Do we know that the brother has confessed to killing 3 children? Do we know that they found a box of toes in the house? Oh my God.
What?
We don't even know if there were any child killings at all.
It was in those papers.
Who runs the papers?
Those police. Oh, you're very clever.
Oh my God. A writer in a totalitarian state is interrogated about the gruesome contents of his short stories and their similarities to a number of child murders in his town, a number of child murders that aren't actually happening at all. Oh, I wish I had a pen. I could do a great story out of this. They weren't coming back to torture and execute us in an hour. Michael, whatever they do, you don't sign anything. Whatever they do to you, you don't sign anything. You got it?
Yeah. Whatever I do, I don't sign nothing. No matter what they do to me, I don't sign nothing. Can I sign your name?
Especially don't sign my name. Especially don't sign my name.
I kill a lot of kids. Sign Katorian.
You're a little shit.
I have nothing to do with his brother Michael. Not even a little bit. Sign Katorian.
Right, now I'm gonna kick your ass.
Go.
Ow! Oh, Mike.
I'm sorry, Katorian.
It's all right, Michael. It's all right. Michael, we're gonna get out of this. As long as we stick together, you got it? We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
As long as we stick together, you got it?
Yeah. Yeah. Except my ass is itchy, though. We got any of that powder left?
Now you use it all up like it was going out of style.
I'm gonna have to sit here with that itchy ass then.
Yeah, but could you keep talking about it? Because it's really keeping my spirits up.
What? You're just being stupid. Well, it's itchy anyway. And I'm not trying to scratch it or anything because you're here. I'm telling you, it's itchy, man. I got one itchy ass. Cat, tell us a story. It'll take my mind off of my...
Take your mind off your itchy ass?
Itchy ass, yeah.
Which one do you want me to do?
Do that little green pig one.
No, that's just silly.
It's not just filling. It's good. I was trying to remember it just now.
I'll do another one. Which one should I do?
Look at that Pillowman.
Why the Pillowman? Well, that's from a while ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it's from like a while ago.
Man, I'm trying to remember how that one starts, the Pillowman.
Once upon a time.
I know, I want to try how it actually starts, you know.
Once upon a time!
All right, Jesus! Settle down. Okay. All right, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a man, and this man did not look like normal men. This man was almost 9 feet tall. He was made up of all fluffy pink pillows. His arms were pillows, legs were pillows, his body was a pillow, his fingers, little tiny pillows. Even his head was a pillow, a big round pillow.
A circular pillow.
It's the same thing.
But I prefer a circular pillow.
His head was a circular pillow. And on that pillow there were these button eyes and a big smiley mouth. So you could always see his teeth, which was always smiling. And the teeth, they were also pillows. Little white pillows.
Do your mouth all smiley like that Pillowman's is.
You see, the Pillowman, he always had to look soft and safe like this, because his job was a very, very sad and a very, very difficult one.
Oh, here it comes.
See, whenever a man or a lady was very, very sad because they had led a hard and dreadful life, and they just wanted to end it all. They just wanted to take their own lives and take all the pain away. Well, whenever they were just about to do it, by razor or by bullet or by gas,
off of something really big.
yeah, by whatever preferred method of suicide. Preferred's probably the wrong word, but anyway, just as the Pillowman was about to do it, just as they were about to do it, the Pillowman would come to them and he would sit with them and he would gently hold them and he would say, "Hold on a minute." And time would slow strangely, and as time slowed down, the Pillowman, he'd go back in time, back to when that man or a lady was just a little boy or a little girl, back to when their life of horror hadn't quite yet begun. And the Pillowman's job, it was very, very sad and very, very hard, because the Pillowman's job was to convince that child to kill themselves, so as to avoid all that years of pain that would have just ended up in the same place for him anyway, facing an oven, facing a shotgun, facing a lake. But I've never heard of a child killing themselves, you might say. Well, that's just the thing, see? The Pillowman would suggest that they make it look just like a tragic accident. I'd show them the bottle of pills that looked just like candy. He'd show them the place on the river where the ice was too thin. Or he'd show them the line of cars that it was dangerous to dart out in between. Or he'd show them the plastic bag with no breathing holes and just how to tighten it. Because you see, mommies and daddies find it easier to come to terms with a 5-year-old lost in a tragic accident rather than a 5-year-old who has seen how shitty life is and taken action to avoid it all. And see, all the children, they didn't all agree with the Pillowman. There was this one little girl, a happy little thing. She didn't agree and believe the Pillowman when he told her that life could be awful and that her life would be. So she sent him away. And the Pillowman went away crying big gloopy tears. He was making puddles this big, this big. The next night there was a knock on the door. And the little girl screamed, "Go away, Pillowman. I told you, I'm happy. I've always been happy. I'm always gonna be happy." But it wasn't the Pillowman. It was another man. And her mommy wasn't home. And this man came to visit every night and her mommy wasn't home. And the little girl became very, very, very sad. And as she sat in front of the oven when she was 21 years old, she asked the Pillowman, "Why didn't you try to convince me?" And the Pillowman said, "I did try to convince you, but you're always too happy." And the woman said, as she turned up the gas as high as it would go, but I've never been happy. I've never been happy.
You skip to the end, please. This part's really boring.
That's a bit rude, Michael, actually.
Sorry, Victoria. You skip to that end part, please, though.
All right, all right. The end of the Pillowman, let's see. Okay. When the Pillowman was successful at his job, a little child would die a horrific death. But when he was unsuccessful, a little child would live a horrific life. Then grow into an adult would also lead a horrific life, and then die horrifically. So the Pillowman, the way that he was all fluffy, just went around crying all day long. He made puddles all over the house, and he was just like, you know what, this is it. One more job and I'm through. So he went to a place by a pretty stream that he remembered from a time before.
I like this part.
And he took along a little can of gas with him. And there was an old weeping willow tree there. He sat under it for a while. There were some toys under there.
There was some toys. Say what those toys were.
Oh, there was a toy car and a toy dog and a toy kaleidoscope.
Toy dog? Did he yap?
Yeah. Anyway, there was a caravan nearby, and the Pillowman heard the door of the caravan open, and he heard some little footsteps come his way. And then he heard a boy's voice say, I'm going out to play, Mom. Then he heard the mom's voice, that's beautiful, dear. Just don't be late for dinner. Okay, Mom. And then he heard the footsteps come closer, and then the Pillowman saw the branches of the willow tree part. And he saw that it wasn't a little boy at all. It was a little pillow boy. And the pillow boy said, hello, to the Pillowman. And the Pillowman said, hello, to the pillow boy. And they sat under the tree for a while. They played with the toys.
Like that kaleidoscope and that car. But I bet mostly with that little toy dog there. Yeah.
And the Pillowman told the pillow boy about his sad job and all the dead kids and stuff. And then the pillow boy, he understood instantly because he was just a happy little thing and he just wanted to help people anyway, you know? So he took the can of gas and he poured it all over himself. And his big smiling mouth was still smiling. And the Pillowman, through all of his gloopy tears, said, thank you. And the pillow boy said, that's all right. Will you please tell my mama I won't be home for dinner tonight? Yes, I will, the Pillowman said, lying. And then the pillow boy struck a match. And the Pillowman sat there watching him burn. And as the Pillowman gently started to fade away, the last thing he saw was the pillow boy's big smiling mouth as it started to melt away, stinking into nothingness. That's the last thing he saw. The last thing he heard was something he hadn't even contemplated. The last thing he heard were the hundreds of thousands of screams of all the children that he had helped to commit suicide, coming back to life and going on to lead the cold and wretched lives that were destined to them because the Pillowman hadn't been there to prevent them. Right on up to the sad screams of their sad, self-inflicted deaths, which this time, of course, were conducted entirely alone.
Huh. I don't really get that end part, but so the Pillowman just faded away
He just faded away like he never existed.
into the air,
Yeah, into the air, into wherever.
into heaven.
No. Into wherever.
I like that Pillowman. He's my favorite.
Yeah, it's a bit downbeat. How's your itchy ass doing?
Oh, it's fine until you reminded me. I still can't figure it out.
Figure what out? Pillowman?
No, I thought I hit it really good.
Did what really good?
That box with the little boy's toes in it. Thought I hit that really good. First I put it in my drawer with my pants and socks, which wasn't very well hid. And then when they started to smell, I put them in the dirt in that Christmas tree pot up in the attic. Because we wouldn't get that Christmas tree pot out again for ages, like till Christmas. And that gave them plenty of time to go moldy. They were already a bit moldy. Were they moldy when you saw them? those sniffer dogs. You know those sniffer dogs? I bet they use them because no way, boy, I hit them really good. And Christmas tree pot, you only see it once a year.
You just told me. You just told me you didn't touch those 3 children. You just lied to me.
No, I didn't. I told you that man came in and said he was going to torture me unless I said I killed those kids. So I said I killed those kids. But that doesn't mean I didn't kill those kids. I did kill those kids.
You swore to me on your life that you didn't kill those 3 children.
Yeah, that swearing me on your life thing, I was just playing a trick on you. Sorry, Victoria. I know it was wrong. Really? It was just like you said it would be. I chopped off his toes and he just stood and stared at him. He didn't cry or anything. He seemed really surprised. Guess you would be at that age. His name was Aaron, and he had a funny little hat on. Kept going on about his mom. Whew. God, he bled a lot. You wouldn't think there'd be that much blood in such a little boy. And then he stopped bleeding, and he went blue. And I felt really bad because he was really nice. Can I go home to my mommy now, please? That little girl was a pain in the ass. She wouldn't eat them. She wouldn't eat those apple man. I spent ages working on them. It's really hard to get those razor blades inside. You don't say how in your stories, do you? I checked. So anyway, I had to force him down her, and it only took a couple. And not to be mean or anything, but at least I shut her up. It's really hard to get out of your clothes, isn't it? That blood. You try washing your shirt tomorrow, you'll see it'll take ages. Victoria. I'll wash it for you if you want. I'm getting good at it. What did you do it for? Huh? You're mumbling.
What did you do it for?
Cried cat.
What did you do it for?
Because you told me to.
Because I what?
Because you told me to.
I remember telling you to do your homework on time. I remember telling you to brush your teeth every night.
I do brush my teeth every night.
I don't remember telling you to gather up a bunch of children and go butcher them.
I didn't butcher them. Butcher them would be more like... No. Oh, mine was more like... And... Butcher them! That's really strong! I wouldn't have done anything if you hadn't told me to, so don't you act all the innocent. Every story you tell me something horrible happens to someone. I was just testing them out to see how far-fetched they were. Because I always thought they were kind of far-fetched. But you know what? They ain't all that far-fetched.
Why didn't you act out any of the nice ones?
Because you never wrote any nice ones.
I wrote plenty of nice ones.
Yeah, like 2.
No. I'll tell you why you didn't act out any of the nice ones, shall I?
All right.
Because you're a sadistic, retarded, fucking pervert who enjoys killing little kids. And even if every story I ever wrote was the sweetest thing imaginable, the outcome would still be the fucking same.
Well, we'll never know, will we? Because you never wrote any nice ones. And I didn't enjoy killing those kids. It was irritating. It took ages. And I didn't set out to kill those kids. I just wanted to chop the toes off of one and put some razor blades down the throat of one.
Michael, are you telling me you don't know that if you cut the toes off of a little boy, or if you shove razor blades down the throat of a little girl, Michael, you don't know they're gonna die?
Well, I know now. You know, that torture man certainly seemed to be on my side. He seemed to think it was all your fault. Mostly all your fault.
What did you tell him?
Just, you know, the truth.
Which particular truth?
Just that all those things I did to all those kids, I got from stories that you wrote and read to me.
That's what you told the policeman?
Yeah.
That isn't the truth, Michael.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Didn't you write some stories about some children getting murdered in there?
Yes.
And didn't you go out and read those stories to me?
Yes.
And didn't I go out and murder a bunch of children? Yes. That's the answer to that one. So I don't see how the that isn't the truth comes into it, let alone the statistic retarded pervert. I mean, you're my brother. And I love you. But you just spent 20 minutes telling me a story about this guy whose main interest in life is to get a bunch of kids to, at minimum, set themselves on fire. So, you know, he's the hero. And I'm not trying to criticize or anything. He's a very good character. Very, very good character. He reminds me a lot of me.
How does he remind you of you?
You know, getting little children to die and all that.
The Pillowman never killed anybody, Michael. And all those children who died, they were going to lead horrible lives anyway.
Yeah, they were all going to lead horrible lives. So we might as well save them the hassle.
Not all children are going to lead horrible lives.
Did you lead a horrible life since you was a kid? Yes. Did I lead a horrible life since I was a kid? Yes. That's 2 out of 2 for a start.
The Pillowman was a sweet and gentle man who hated what he was doing. You were the opposite of that in every respect.
I'm no good at those opposites. I think I know what you're saying. Thank you, Victoria. The Pillowman's a good story. I think it's one of your best. I think you're going to be a famous writer someday, Victoria. You'll see.
When?
Huh?
When am I going to be a famous writer?
Someday, I said.
They're coming back to torture and execute us any minute.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess you're not going to be a famous writer then.
They're going to destroy everything now, you know? They're going to destroy us. They're going to destroy my stories. They're going to destroy everything.
I think it's us we should be worrying about, not your stories.
Really, yeah?
Yeah. They're just paper.
They're just what?
Just paper.
If they came to me right now and they said, we're going to burn 2 out of the 3 of you, you, your brother, or your stories, I'd have to burn you first, I'd have to burn me second, and I'd have it be the stories they saved.
You just banged my head on the floor.
I know that.
You just banged my head on the floor.
I said I know that.
You're just like Mom and Dad.
What? Hey, say that again.
Just like Mom and Dad.
All right.
It means shouting at me.
Okay, let me work this one out. Just like Mom and Dad, huh? All right.
Don't you start.
All right. Mom and Dad kept their firstborn son in a room where they tortured him for 7 consecutive years, right? You made a little boy bleed to death. You made a little girl choke to death. You did God knows what to a 3rd little girl, and you're not like Mom and Dad. But I bang a fucking dimwit's head on the floor once, and I am like Mom and Dad?
Yes, exactly.
All right, Michael, I see your logic. I see where you're coming from.
You should.
You know what, Michael? I bet if Mom and Dad are looking down right now, they'd be really happy and to see that you grew up to be the kind of boy that they could be really proud of.
Don't say that.
Truly proud of. You're a carbon copy of them almost. Why don't you grow a goatee beard like them?